All right, diving in. This time around, you guys sent over something that is, well, I'm super stoked about. It's those teen singers, the ones that just like blew everyone away on America's Got Talent. Seriously, get ready for some Jill.
Oh, yeah, some serious vocal power in those clips.
Right. But watching them, I kept thinking, what is it that makes a teenager stand out on a stage? I mean, a stage as huge as AGT.
It's a good question. And you're right. It's not just talent. There's something else there for sure. Watching these clips, one thing that really stands out is how much the judges, they really focus on originality. They're not just looking for someone who can sing good. They want that unique voice. That's something special.
Yeah, like they want someone who sounds like nobody else.
Exactly. Like Courtney, for example.
Yeah.
She's only 13, right?
Right.
But when she did Janis Joplin, I mean, it was like she channeled Janis, not just imitated the sound.
Right.
And she got the golden buzzer from Howie Mandel.
She did. She knew that story about Clive Davis discovering Giannis.
Yeah, she just owned that performance.
And it wasn't just her voice. It was her whole look. It was like spot on Giannis.
Absolutely.
Speaking of style, remember Beachy with that double denim?
Oh, yeah.
Even Simon compared her to a young Harry Styles. He said she has that certain it factor. What even is that, though? I mean, can you define that?
It's tough to pin down, that's for sure, but I think with Beachy, it was a few things. Like, she had this amazing stage presence. You couldn't take your eyes off her even before she started singing.
Right.
And then there's that mix of confidence and vulnerability. It's like they're inviting you in.
Okay, yeah, I get that. So it's not just about being like a copycat.
Right.
It's about making your own, putting your own spin on it. And it's not always tied to just the voice. We've got EVCLA, her story about her dad battling cancer. It was, I mean, you could feel that emotion in every single note.
Oh, yeah.
Her technique, it was great.
Yeah.
But it was the emotion. That's what got to me.
Yeah, EVCLA's performance, it really shows how, a story can just elevate a performance beyond just how good you can sing. You're totally invested in what's going on with her. You can't teach that.
Right.
And then you have someone like Danelia. Oh, man, she had this incredible transformation on stage, a metamorphosis.
Yeah. The judges kept saying it was like a caterpillar to butterfly, right?
Yeah.
It was like her stage presence was just, wow, even before she sang a note.
Absolutely. And then Amanda Manna, who used music to deal with bullying, it just made her performance so powerful. Knowing what she went through, music gave her strength.
It did, yeah. You hit on something important there, resilience. I mean, so many of these singers have gone through these incredible challenges, and their music becomes like an outlet, this way of processing these experiences, sharing their strength. And speaking of people who have shaped the music world, we have to talk about, Simon Cowell. He has this reputation, right, of being tough, but he's also got an ear for talent. You can see him thinking, is this the next big thing?
Yeah.
Every time.
Totally. What I find fascinating is that he seems to see potential beyond just that performance.
Yeah.
Like with Sophie Pecora, he really liked her authenticity.
Yeah.
He said he saw a future for her, even beyond the audition.
Right.
Maybe it wasn't the best vocal performance, but there was just something about her.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And then there's Angelina. She actually won Norway's Got Talent when she was only 7.
Oh, wow.
Remember she said she had been waiting 10 years to sing for Simon?
Yeah, it's like the ultimate validation.
It is. And he was totally captivated. Like he was witnessing a star being born.
Right. And it's interesting, comparing that to his comment about Beachy being like a young Harry Styles. With Beachy, it was that charisma, the stage presence. With Angelina, it felt like it was more her voice. Like she was destined for greatness.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got originality, we've got stage presence, powerful stories. But what about the songs themselves? Do you think there's an advantage to doing an original versus a cover?
Oh, interesting.
I mean, there are pros and cons to both, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a tough one for any artist, but especially on a show like this, right, where you've got a few minutes to make an impression.
Right, yeah. You've got Sophie Pecora, who went with an original song about overcoming bullying. It was so powerful because you could feel how personal it was for her.
Absolutely.
But then you've got Jeffrey Lee, who sang "You Raise Me Up," and it was heart-wrenching. It just proves that a classic song done well can still punch you right in the feels.
Yeah.
It's all in how you deliver it, I guess.
For sure. It's about making it your own, whether it's an original or a cover. And even Charlotte, who really wowed the judges with her original song, talked about how hard it is to perform your own music on a stage that big with a full band. I mean, that's That's a whole other level. You got to be a total pro.
Makes you think about the strategy, doesn't it? Would you play it safe with a cover, something people know?
Mm.
Or would you go all out with an original? It's like choosing between what's familiar
Yeah.
versus, well, the potential of something totally new.
It does, yeah. I think I'd be tempted to go original just to really show who I am, But a killer cover, that can be just wow. Speaking of wow, can we talk about the performances that just leave you speechless? The ones where the judges are floored?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Those wow moments are like the heart of the show,
Right.
Like Laura Breton, the 13-year-old opera singer. I mean, her voice was it was otherworldly.
Oh, yeah.
The judges were just mesmerized.
Yeah, they were. I think Howie even said something like, "We're not worthy." Yeah. It's amazing how someone so young can have that kind of control, that range.
Right. And then there's Christian Gardino,
Yeah.
who got Simon's Golden Buzzer.
Mm.
His voice, it had this raw power and emotion. It gave me chills. It was just pure talent.
Yeah, and how he used that power to tell the story of the song. You could feel every word. Speaking of storytelling through song, Angelina, the 13-year-old from Norway,
Oh, yeah.
blown away.
Yeah.
Howie Mandel thought that performance was going to change her life, and I got to say, I agree.
Yeah. She had this presence, this aura,
Mm-hmm.
like star power.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, right? We always talk about the winners, the ones who make it to the finale.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many talented singers who, they might not win, but they still make an impact.
That's a great point. Success isn't always about winning a competition.
Right.
Sometimes it's about, the journey, the growth, the connections you make along the way.
Exactly. Like Kennedy Dodds, the 15-year-old country singer who talked about her family's struggles with that genetic eye disease.
Mm.
And her little sister's wish was to see her perform on AGT before her vision got worse. It just added this whole other layer to her performance.
It did. You could feel the love, the support from her family. It made it even more powerful. And even though she didn't win the competition, she achieved something much bigger, fulfilling her sister's dream.
Yeah, touching all those hearts. It's a good reminder that talent and success, they can look so many different ways.
For sure.
It's not always about fame and fortune. Sometimes it's about overcoming challenges or inspiring others or just going after what you love with everything you've got. Honestly, isn't that what AGT is all about?
Yeah. It's about those moments that make you feel like anything is possible.
Right.
These singers are like living proof that going after your dreams, it's a journey. It's not about the destination. It's about embracing the ups and downs, the challenges, the victories, and never giving up on what lights you up inside.
Yeah, and sometimes it's about taking risks, stepping outside your comfort zone. Like Callie Bev, the 16-year-old cancer survivor.
Oh, right.
She didn't let anything hold her back.
Yeah.
She just went for it.
Yeah. It's a testament to the human spirit, how strong we can be, turning pain into art and using that platform to inspire. That's impact.
It was remarkable. It reminded me that we all have our own, fight songs, those anthems that get us through tough times, that push us to keep going.
Absolutely. And it's not always about overcoming something bad either. These performances, they also show us the pure joy, the fun that music can bring. It's contagious.
Oh, yeah. It is. Like Michaela Phillips, the 15-year-old who just like lit up the stage with her energy.
Yeah.
And that smile.
Yeah.
Infectious.
Yeah. It was impossible not to feel that.
You couldn't help but get swept up in it. She was having a blast.
Yeah.
And it made it even more fun to watch.
Right. It was like watching someone come alive up there. And the judges felt it too. Heidi Klum even said she thought Michaela would win the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, she did. I think it shows that sometimes the performances that really grab you are the ones that come from pure love of the music.
Definitely.
Yes.
That passion is undeniable.
Yeah. And it's something we can all learn from, to approach our own passions with that same energy, that excitement.
That's a great takeaway.
So we talked about emotion, storytelling, the wow factor, but we can't forget about the skill, the technical stuff. Some of these singers have voices that are just mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah. We talked about Laura Breton, her operatic voice, just wow. And Christian Gardino, his voice had that power that sent chills down your spine. They're both incredibly talented, and you can tell they've put in the work, the time, to hone their craft.
Right. They're not just coasting on natural talent.
No.
They're dedicated. They're disciplined. And you can tell they love it.
Yeah, it's inspiring seeing that kind of commitment, especially at that age, like Thomas Day, for example. High school junior, balancing football and singing.
Oh, wow.
Even though he didn't get to the next round, The judges saw his potential. They encouraged him to keep going with his music.
That's something I really like about the judges on AGT. They're not just looking for, like, the perfect performer.
Right.
They're looking for potential, for passion, for that willingness to learn and grow.
It shows that success, it's not a straight line.
Right.
That sometimes it's about taking risks, trying new things, being open to feedback, even when it's hard to hear.
Yeah. And Thomas, he handled the critique so well, so maturely. It's a good lesson for anyone doing anything creative. You're going to face rejection, setbacks, but it's how you deal with them, that
Yeah.
shows your character.
Absolutely. And speaking of challenges, can you imagine the pressure on these kids
Oh, yeah.
on a stage that big with millions watching?
Yeah.
I'd be terrified.
I know, right? It's a lot for anyone to handle, especially teenagers.
Yeah.
But it's amazing so many of them just rise to the occasion.
They do.
They showcase their talent, but they also show composure, resilience.
They really do. It speaks to their character and their ability to perform under pressure.
Mhm.
They're not letting the nerves get to them.
Like Amanda Manna, who we talked about earlier. She channeled that experience with bullying into that powerful performance of Natural Woman.
Yeah.
She didn't let it define her.
No.
She used it to fuel her art and to inspire others.
Powerful moment. It was a moment of triumph, not just for her, but for anyone who has ever faced adversity and come out stronger.
Yeah, it really was. It's a reminder that music, it can be such a powerful force for healing, for empowerment, for just expressing yourself. And those moments, those real authentic moments, they often highlight how important community is, right? Like having support. We saw with EVCLA dedicating her song to her dad, battling cancer. It was so moving. A tribute to the strength we get from the people we love.
It really was. And you have Kennedy Dodds, who she was inspired to audition by her little sister, and you could just feel her family support the whole time. And it clearly helped her confidence. It makes you realize you don't achieve your dreams alone.
No, you don't. You need people who believe in you, who encourage you, who help you be the best version of yourself.
You do. It shows that success, it's often a team effort. Like we're all connected, more than we realize. And these singers, they're a great example of that.
They are. They remind us of the power of human connection and what we can achieve when we support each other, lift each other up. And it's not just about the stage, right? It's about how these performances make us feel, the audience. They inspire us, they move us, and they even make us want to, tap into our own creativity.
Oh, absolutely. Have you ever watched one of these performances and just felt like a jolt of inspiration or like a little bit of hope?
I have, yeah.
It's like they're saying, hey, it's okay to embrace those things that make you unique, Share your gifts with the world.
Yeah. You can't help but feel it, that energy. Why do you think music has that power, though, to affect us so deeply? Why do these performances stick with us, even after the show's over?
I think it's because music, it goes beyond words, It crosses language barriers, cultural barriers. It speaks to something we all share, those feelings, experiences. It connects us in a way that words just, they can't.
And when you combine that power with, the raw talent, the passion of these young singers, magic. It's a reminder that art can change lives. It can inspire change. It can bring people together.
Yeah, and those teen singers on America's Got Talent, they're proof of that. They're not just singers, they're storytellers, they're dreamers, they're hope.
They are. They've shown us that age doesn't matter when it comes to going after what you love, to sharing your gifts. And they've reminded us that music, it really can be a universal language. It connects us all.
It does. So as you think about everything we talked about today, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep believing in the power of music.
What did you learn about talent from all of this? What stories really resonated with you? And how will you use this inspiration going forward? We want to know.
Keep the conversation going. Never stop believing in your own unique voice.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep the music playing.